All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is week number 13. We got some Monday Night Football action to dive into in today's video. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Here we have two player props that I want to jump into in today's video and throw your way. Very excited to do that. But first, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Smash those things like you're knocking out your damn bookie. Subscribe, hit that like button. You guys have been absolutely crazy as of late. At the time of recording, we're just shy of 40,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me. Maybe by the time you guys even see this or this gets released, we'll already be past 40,000. So thank you either retroactively or thank you in advance for all of the support as of late, guys. We're pumping out so much damn content, and I understand that. Like, I'm personally putting out like 15 vids a week, right? But you guys make it so worth it. So I don't want to get too sentimental and all sappy in the beginning of the video, but seriously, guys, from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of this big old gut, thank you guys very much for constantly supporting. But let's talk some football here. I'll jump right out and say it. This is a game that I'm not all that excited for. I mean, at the beginning of the year, if you would have told me, week 13, you'll have the Jaguars taking on the Bengals, you would have thought the Jaguars probably be a little bit better than they were. And the Bengals would have Joe Burrow, right, and not be a below 500 football team. But now, as we sit here in week 13, this isn't like the sexiest matchup to me. The spread, I don't really love at 9.5. The total seems super low, but makes a lot of sense. So that's why we kind of went down the player prop route in today's video, which obviously, if you guys have been watching for a while, my bread and butter are the straight bets within, the spread, money line, total. That's what I really like. Obviously, we mix in player props as well to supplement in videos and whatnot, but we only have two player props in today's video. Now, that should be enough, right? You don't need to always force things, but I did kind of want to give that context that this game, as the year has progressed, has been a little bit less of a desirable Monday Night Football matchup, and it just is what it is. But nonetheless, we have the 8-3 Jaguars taking on the 5-6 Cincinnati Bengals here. One thing I'll note about Jaguars, yes, they're the better team. They're playing better football, but they are getting some of these wins by, it's almost like they're yanking teeth. They beat New Orleans by a touchdown. Pittsburgh, they had to grind that one out. They did blow out Tennessee, right? They beat Houston in kind of like last-ditch efforts last week. Like, this is a team that has a good record, but I don't know if they fully clicked yet. Will they? Maybe. I believe in the defense. Trevor Lawrence has looked good at times and at other times looked a little shaky, but they're playing the Bengals, who are without Joe Burrow, and we've seen already how bad they look without him, right? First full game last week, they only put up 10 points. Browning, they were trying to sing his praises during that game, and it's like, just stop. The guy is not Joe Burrow, right? At one point, the broadcast was like, I heard the guys in the locker room look at him with the same respect they did with Joe Burrow. No, they don't. Like, this isn't the guy, right? So you have two teams that I don't really know what to make of. So we decided to pull the trigger on some player props. But we can go ahead and dive into player prop number one. By the way, guys, if you are interested in player props and you haven't checked out Sleeper yet, I'm always telling you guys to go check out Sleeper. That link is in the pinned comment. You get your deposit matched. You put in $100, they're literally going to give you $100 free. You have a new account balance of $200. It's a no-brainer. And new users can get this Trevor Lawrence free square right now. I know I said he's been shaky at times, but I think he throws for 1 yard in this game. Go ahead and check out Sleeper, guys. That link, again, is in the pinned comment. But let's dive in here because our first player prop is going to be Christian Kirk. Longest reception over 21.5 yards. You can see he's absolutely been crushing this, right? He's hit this in all but 2 games this season, 82% of games. He's definitely garnering a huge target share as well, leads the team in targets. And if you look at it over the last few weeks, right here, Christian Kirk, right? 11, 6, 7. It really is, from a receiver perspective, the Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley show. And on any given week, Christian Kirk has been out-targeted Christian Kirk is out-targeted, obviously Calvin Ridley there. And I also like the fact that when we look at air yards, look at the guys that are around him. Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Waddle, like these guys are all sitting at the same average depth of target in air yards percentage as Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk seems like the odd man out, but he's not really. This guy is getting balls downfield. If you look at his yards per catch here, it is pretty impressive as well. So his average yards perception, 14, right? And it started to ramp up as of late. His yards after the catch is crazy too. If he has one of these dud games, fine. But you'll notice even in some of these dud games, right, he does hit the mark. So his average depth of target is really crucial here. And one last thing, it's kind of like the cherry on top for me. Look at this, yards per play. The Bengals defensively ranked 32nd in the entire league. So this isn't necessarily explosive plays, but it is just overall yards per play. This is a defense that can let up chunk plays. We've seen it plenty this season. Yes, they may have a better chance at getting after the quarterback than some teams, but I do think that this is should be Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line that at least gives Lawrence some time and allows Kirk to get downfield. But if he's going to catch it and run, we've seen how powerful he can be there as well, right? So guys, Christian Kirk, play number one, over 21.5 for his longest reception here. You can get that right now, -110 over on MGM or DraftKings. Caesars has that -119, not your best bet to do it there. And if you guys are interested in the tool that I'm showing and using here, I also have a link for that in the pinned comment as well. It's called Outlier, literally my favorite sports betting research tool out there. From player props to game picks, you can see you can break down the games as well, look up the matchup summary, all the latest injuries on the side as well. Really, really cool app for both mobile as well as desktop. So go check that out, guys. You get 7 days free with that link in the pinned comment. All right, let's move on. We're looking at another Jacksonville Jaguar here. Devin Lloyd, over 8.5 tackles plus assists. Now, I may stay away from this one, but we're getting, if it were not to be plus money, but plus 108 odds over on Caesars seems like it's a little too good to be true here. This is a guy that plays damn near every single snap and has played every single snap in pretty much all games that he's been in this season, right? So he's going to have the opportunity. He's sitting there in the linebacker position, and if this offense does not work, they're going to have to do these little dink and dunk passes all over the place, right? Like, this is not a Joe Burrow-led offense. They're not going to have these tight plays to the outside or these deep throws. This is going to be a game, at least offensively, that I think the Bengals are going to try and do within the middle. Maybe rely on Joe Mixon more or send some guys over the middle for easier passes for Browning to make, and I like Lloyd in this spot. I also don't hate his over 4.5 solo tackles, but the odds are really, really juicy there. So I'm gonna look at tackles plus assists. We're kind of taking a higher number here, obviously, but for plus 108 odds, I do like the chances. And you can see he's hit this in 6 of 9 games this season. And he's getting targeted too. So like I said, if this is going to be a game script in which they have to make easy plays for Browning, I expect a lot of targets to come Lloyd's way, whether it's in the slot or anything like that. He could be shadowing Joe Mixon, anything, right? I think that he's going to be sort of the guy that is the odd man out in terms of sending or blitzing. You can tell he's not the blitzing linebacker. He's definitely more of a, lean towards coverage guy. So those are the 2 picks that we have in today's video, guys. Like I said, not the sexiest of matchups. I spent a few minutes of the video saying that, but I still want to find some value, and I think these 2 plays have a good chance of hitting here. So hit that subscribe button if you guys like it. Hit that like button as well. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below, and comment 8 if you made it to the end of the video. And if you did, hats off to you. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. You ain't a guppy, right? You're not a guppy. So go ahead and comment 8 if you're still watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.